So I want to go over a few different quotes from Matt LaFleur in yesterday's post-game press conference. And this was a more heated Matt LaFleur than we've seen in a while, I think, in years past. You know, he had his moments, but he seems pretty frustrated with the way this game went, and I completely understand why. The Packers they were getting destroyed from the first half on, 27-3. It was just a bad game all around. So let's look at some quotes here. First off, LaFleur says this on the run defense: "We're going to have to do something different. It's insane to do the same things over and over again and expect a different result. You should be able to take one phase away if you want to commit to that." So now, just 4 weeks in, the Packers have 2 games where we've allowed over 200 yards rushing in a game. First off against the Falcons with Bijan Robinson, and now against this Lions team with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. And this has been a problem that has plagued the Packers defense for as long as I can remember. Year after year after year, the Packers can't find a way to stop the run. It happened with Mike Pettin. It's now happening with Joe Barry, who is now in his 3rd season. And Matt LaFleur now has to make a decision. You know, what is he going to do? They got to figure out this run defense. He clearly says it's insane to do the same things over and over again. And so I am wondering, you know, what's the deal here? Is he going to hold on to Joe Barry the rest of the season? Because after last year, lots of us were wondering if he would hold on to him. He did hold on to him, bringing him in for his 3rd season. And I was watching some different clips. I think one was from, I can't remember his name, Baldinger, I believe, on Twitter, showing a red zone run where the Lions are running the ball, sort of like an in-tight formation. The Packers aren't really situated well, don't have a ton of players in the box, just get easily run on. And so the question is, what is LaFleur going to do to try to fix this run defense? I know he's not the defensive coordinator, but he is the guy who is the head coach of this team. And at the end of the day, all this falls on him, because if the Packers defense continues to struggle and he doesn't make a change at defensive coordinator, eventually, that falls on him. So I do wonder what he's thinking here. Is he going to have a talk with Joe Barry to try to figure out what the issue is? The Packers have just gotten manhandled in this game on both sides of the offensive line, the defensive line. Just no physicality whatsoever. Then he also says this: "We've got to find a way to run the football," LaFleur says. And the Packers ran the ball last night, 12 carries for 27 yards. So here's the thing with the Packers running game. Of course, Aaron Jones played in week 1, injures his hamstring, misses the past 2 weeks, comes back in this game. I thought this would be a day where the Packers say, you know what, let's give Aaron Jones a good amount of touches. He's explosive with the ball in his hands. I thought that would sort of solve the Packers' rushing attack issues, because for the past couple weeks, we have struggled. A big part has been the inability of the Packers' offensive line to run block. Also last night, pass blocking as well. But I assumed, okay, let's put an explosive guy back in there, Aaron Jones. He, even in poor blocking situations, finds a way to escape, pick up 5 to 10 yards each play. But the Packers only ran the ball 12 total times, 5 times to Jones, 5 times to A.J. Dillon. And this was a game where I said going in, I hope the Packers pass a lot more this game instead of run. The Lions are much better versus the run than the pass, or they had been, looking at their stats for the first few weeks. And the Packers, for the first, 6 plays, passed the ball. And the issue there was the offensive line couldn't block, and so obviously that didn't work. And then the Packers get off to a poor start in every area of the game, and then they can't really rely on the run anymore because they're down by so much. And so I think what LaFleur is saying there is, we've got to find a way to run the football, which means, this offensive line has to be able to run block, and I think that's part of the issue here. Matt LaFleur, when he tried to run, they only ran the ball for around a little over 2 yards a carry, which is not going to cut it. So the Packers offense has a lot of issues to clean up, and I think most of it comes down to the offensive line. And we got to hope Elton Jenkins can come back soon and play left guard and fill in for Royce Newman, who has not played well whatsoever. But all in all, a very tough game. The Packers sitting at 2-2, and there's a lot of different things to clean up. So that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.